Hello and welcome to Meredith Athletic Track and Field Complex. Chase Strasser with you for the Meredith College of Engineering Angels taking on the visiting Rhodes College Lynx, Memphis, Tennessee. Both teams starting off hot in the 2026 season. Meredith still undefeated after a close win last week over the visitors from Bridgewater. Meanwhile, the Rhodes College Lynx currently 4-1 after just dropping their first game on the road to Randolph-Macon. Should be a good one. Meredith picked to finish first in their conference in the USA South. Meanwhile, Rhodes picked to finish tied for second in the SAA. Your starters for the Meredith College of Engineering Angels, it'll be Reagan Amiot, Kenzie Todd, Bailey Swales, Lily Westbrook, Kat Couch, Mia Frick, Bevan Nanale, Madeline Madej, Reese Walker, Madison Dean, Ariana Rundgren, and Delaney Posehn in between the pipes as the Rhodes College Lynx win the first draw. Both these teams have done pretty well in the draw. Both are leading in that category. It's a quick turnover, and the Avenging Angels are going the other way. Turnover caused by Reagan Amiot, who just came up and stole it from the Lynx. Not able to clear it. The Lynx will head the other way, hoping to get their first real offensive try. Before we get going too fast, though, whistle comes. Looking for a restart. Most likely making sure the clock is in the right place. For the visiting Lynx, their starters are Peyton Stevens, Caden Hackey, Darren Raleigh, Maddie Bivair, Sam Horowitz, Alban Erdl, Barrett Eisenberg, Delaney O'Malley, Rory Monahan, Caroline Cardian, who we'll definitely talk about today, and another freshman in goal for the visitors, Annabelle Kinzel. A team from Tennessee, but they have a roster that comes from all over: Virginia natives, Texas natives, Georgia, Maryland, New York, Delaware, all over the place. Still waiting for the restart. Seems like it might be something to do with the shot clock. Again, Meredith coming in undefeated after a big-time opening win over conference foe Greensboro. Of course, then the two road victories over Barry, Oglethorpe, and then home last week with the win over Bridgewater. And they've been dominating in those outings. They're outscoring opponents 68-20 against Bridgewater was really their first test. And talking to head coach Lauren Scott, she knows this team can play better, especially down the stretch. It felt like Bridgewater, who had played close games all the way up until that point, they made it close, and they actually had a chance there at the end, but some poor clock management and some rough decisions ended up giving Meredith the victory, but also some very key performances. Reese Walker, 6 points, 4 goals, 2 assists. Now she's up to 409 career points in a Meredith uniform. She was helped out by that other part of the dynamic duo with Kenzie Todd, who had a hat trick and an assist, and Bailey Swales also added 2 goals. Again, the shot clock's all ready. In terms of weather, it is a beautiful day here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It feels like spring has finally sprung, but it's definitely that time of the year where you start off in a sweatshirt and then by 11, you are in shorts and a t-shirt. Seems like everything is finally lined up, and we are finally ready to go. A delay after 30 seconds, but here comes the Lynx. Pass it inside to Hackey. Over to Sam Horowitz. Horowitz over to the left, and the Lynx will work it around. Again, the person to watch is number 36, Caroline Cardian. The pass inside, no good. The shot by Erdl poked away, and it looks like Meredith is going to come up with it. Though the pass on the clear, no good. It rolls out of bounds, and it's a freebie for the Lynx. Charging in is Stevens. Stevens passes it to X. The Lynx look up top, a wide open down the right alley. Shot is no good. Great save and stop by the Avenging Angels. It looked like Sadie McCray unloaded the shot, but no good. Now Meredith will think about slowing it down. Instead, they'll just speed right up. Carrying it herself is Kenzie Todd. Of course, the speedster, the quick feet. Now the initiator from up top with Bailey Swales. Another turnover, unforced, and Sam Horwitz will kick things off for the Lynx. So far, Annabelle Kinzel yet to be tested in between the pipes for the Lynx. And the Lynx trying to clear it. There'll be a pile-up on the sideline, and Kenzie Todd just comes up with the loose ball. Todd hacked from two defenders. And again, neither team can really get settled in their offense. The midfield has been a war zone so far. Horwitz reverses, gives it up to her defense, and they'll try to initiate from the back line. Now some open room, Barrett Eisenberg. The sophomore from Severna Park, Maryland, will bring it in for the Lynx. She drops it, though, picks it back up, a little flip to her teammate, and they're ready to go. Here comes Cardian. A three-time second-team All-SAA, over 170 career points for Rhodes College, the senior out of Roswell, Georgia. Now over, Peyton Stevens ducking around her defender, sliding it past Posehn on the left side, and Rhodes will be the first to score this afternoon.
That's a goal for Rhodes, number 1, Peyton Stevens.
Stevens, one of the leaders on offense for the Lynx, currently second in points. Now she's tied with Caroline Cardian. The sophomore from Prince Frederick, Maryland, coming off a game with 4 points on 2 goals and 2 assists. It's now her 47th career point with the Lynx. Last year was a second-team All-SAA member. It's a Rhodes team that lost a lot on defense, but retained a good amount of offense. They returned 4 All-SAA performers. They're coming off back-to-back trips to the SAA Conference Finals, where they won in 2024 and fell 7-10 last year. But they do host the 2026 SAA Women's Lacrosse Championship in Memphis, so maybe some home field advantage. They're off to a good start. Here comes Madison Dean, who went down towards the end of last week's game, but is all ready to go. Of course, leading the way on defense and in the draw circle for the Angels. Now Meredith getting their true first look. Reese Walker sends it back up to Kenzie Todd, who tries to flip it to the middle, lands in between 2 Angels. It'll be a scoop for Bailey Swales, who's getting pressured all the way out. Now plenty of room to run. Now trying the rainbow pass, a little bit too high. Bounces through the stick and into the arms of Logan Campbell. Now up for Mia Frick. Frick tries the right side. Now the pass in the middle, again too high. But the rebounds have been there for the Avenging Angels. Now the stutter step. 3 defenders surrounding her. Kenzie Todd chooses to give it up to Reese Walker. Walker quickly back to Campbell. Now up top for Frick. Frick facing a lot of pressure, and finally the whistle comes after a long offensive possession. And it's going to be a green card in the defensive third for the Rhodes College Lynx. First one of the game to Darren Raleigh. Last name Raleigh, playing in Raleigh, but native of Dallas, Texas. This will be the 4th all-time meeting between these two clubs. Rhodes leads the series all-time 2-1. The last matchup coming last year on February 28th. Back in Memphis, it was a 17-14 win for the Lynx. The last Meredith win, which was the second game in the series, was back in 2016. Now a man-up advantage. Meredith had 3 man-up goals out of their 11 against Bridgewater, using those mistakes. Kenzie Todd wrapping around. The Lynx gets a little help from the poles. And before the ball bounces out the back, the refs are going to come into the middle to talk it over. But Rhodes right now up 1-0, and their defense has held strong so far. Kenzie Todd, though, got a great look at the cage, and right now it looks like the offense is flowing through her. Lily Westbrook, the freshman midfielder, hometown native from Raleigh, North Carolina, was held in check last game against Bridgewater. Held off the box score, but so far 6 points on her freshman season. Up to Walker and up to Swales. Swales thought about the left side, rolls back to Walker. Now will try the left side, some quick passing. Now over the top for Reese Walker. Walker had a little bit of space, chooses against it. Here comes Campbell, and the check from behind. A nice one from Rhodes' defense. Reese Walker, though, able to get back for her team. The quick passing, some open room, falling, and Kenzie Todd able to get it in, though. Will they count it? They might say the foul came before. And they are going to say it is a goal for Kenzie Todd. Or no. Oh. And there's the confirmation. Kenzie Todd with the goal. So now a tied-up game, 1-1. Bridgewater was able to start up 2-1. And then Meredith had themselves a run of about 5 goals to pull ahead. And it was just a game of keeping yourself one step ahead of the opponent. And they were able to come out on top last Tuesday, 11-9. So Kenzie Todd, who has already earned one Offensive Player of the Week award from the USA South, gets the party started. Again, 3 goals, a hat trick in their last game with an assist. Another big part of that game was, you look at the fouls, of course, but you also look at the fact that they were able to force 20 Bridgewater turnovers. And a lot of that was done in the middle of the field. Right now, through 4 games, they're holding opponents to just a 48% clear rate, which is very, very tough to do. Cardian also takes the draws. She's got over 300 in her career most of the day, and just right now she'll go against Madison Dean, who from her freshman or sophomore season jumped up from 29 to 136 draw control. She had 5+ in the last 11 games a season ago. And she's been the leader in the center so far for the Avenging Angels. Now a scrum for the ball. The Lynx come out on top. They'll get another chance to add to their total. Issa Alberton comes out of the pile with it. Now a fake, trying to go underneath, the flip over to Albrin. Sadie McRae up top will pass it to the right. Now looking at X, 50 seconds on the shot clock. Meeting her is Madej. Now on this other side for Albritton. The defense coming out to meet her. Good pressure from the Meredith defense, but all for naught as it's going to end up as a free position. A little bit too much pressure. And it'll be the first one of the day for either team. Free position chance for the Lynx. Not able to capitalize. Posehn shuts the door on the Lynx. For now, though, they do get the ball back. Not able to retain it, but finally able to scoop it up is Stevens. Here comes Cardian. Shot clock does not reset, so 30 seconds. 15, right on the doorstep. No one knew where she came from, and it is a second goal for Rhodes. Maddie Bevere, the junior midfielder out of Burlington, Connecticut, had 3 goals in their last game with 4 ground balls as a career high for the junior midfielder. Sorry, a season high. Also a season high in goals with that 3. She also had 3 draw controls, so she was everywhere for the Lynx. And she gets the second goal of the day. It just seemed like the defense was drawn to the other side, and she was able to sneak in. Dean and Cardian will draw, and it flies right to the stick of Swales. Swales reverses, doesn't like her odds, 1v6. Kenzie Todd now from up top. A little bit of space for Dean. Meredith's offense noticeably a little bit slower paced. Trying to get a good look. They haven't had a ton of opportunities so far. Rhodes has been pretty good on the draw control. Dean, pressure from Hackey, and Hackey almost able to get it. Not able to. Both teams have been able to recover the loose balls on their offensive ends pretty well so far. About 40 seconds left. Swales takes it to the left. Campbell gives it up to Dean, who's not able to wrap around the double team. 30 seconds. Kenzie Todd from the right side, an immediate triple team and slide. Lots of space. The pressure gets there from Rhodes in time. 17 seconds left. All the way over. Campbell guarded by Horowitz. Now trying the other side. Gets past Todd. Slowly rolling out of bounds. And a great defensive stand from the Lynx, who are able to close the door on the Avenging Angels, trying to get their second goal of the game. The long ball, not exactly the intended target, but it does make its way down to Delaney O'Malley, the sophomore attacker from Falston, Maryland. The Lynx trying to take their largest lead of the day. Up 2-1 on the road against the Meredith Avenging Angels. The pass right there, top right corner, nails it. And Rhodes goes up 3-1 with 6:15 left in the first quarter. And it's Maddie Bevere once again as her 10th point, her 10th goal of the season. One more and she'll be up to 30 in her career. This is where it's all started. I can hear even from over here, Coach saying that this has to be our draw. She understands the momentum this has given Rhodes. So Dean versus Cardian again. Straight up in the air. Dean sweeps it up. And now we'll split 2 defenders and bring it into the offensive third for Meredith. Though the pass not able to be handled. A backbreaker for Meredith. Though it looks like they might get it back. Hackey staying on top of it. 5, 6, 7, 8 players all scraping at it. Someone gets a piece of it and flips it out of bounds, and they're going to point in the direction of Meredith. It'll be their possession. A quick restart as Reese Walker. Seems like she caught the Rhodes defense off guard. First one back. Walker rolling around the crease. Fires back up top. Todd fakes one way, goes the other, falls into the crease. Are they going to say it's a push? No, they're just going to call crease violation, it looks like. And it'll be Lynx ball. And they're allowing the quick restart. There goes Rhodes, the low pass got. Alban Ertl. Giving it now to Bevere. Bevere scoring the last 2. And Cardian not able to hold on with 2 defenders draping her. Bailey Swales, back and forth we go. Swales cradles into the offensive third 4:30 left to go. It's a 3-on-3 now. Both teams will get their units in. Reese Walker drifts around the back of the crease. That pass swung down by Hackey, but Reese Walker able to get it back. A green card on that check. That one will go against Coco Martin, the sophomore defender out Houston, Texas. Her 6th game played this. She's played in all 6 games, has only started 2. 1 ground ball and 4 cause turnovers for her so far this season. But now another man-up opportunity where Meredith has had a lot of success so far this season. Also a shot clock reset with 90 on. The defense will fall Dean in. Lots of cutters. And the pass there, but Kenzie Todd not able to receive it. And once again, the Rhodes defense playing wonderful today. Even man down, able to collect the turnover. Here comes Rory Monahan. Takes it across the midfield line. Meredith still has the extra man on defense, so most likely Rhodes will try to take their time. There was a whistle. It looks like it is another card on. Plenty of room up the middle. Pump fakes, brings it back out for Walker. Plenty of openings with 2 defenders in the box. Reese Walker, space up top, and here comes the shooting space call. It looks like that's what Meredith was trying to draw, just flipping it back and forth. So far, Meredith, 11 free position goals on the season, trying to make it a dozen. Walker from the right side. The bouncer will go through the legs of Annabelle Kinzel. And Meredith able to cut the deficit to 1. Reese Walker, now her 16th goal on the season, 29th point. That is career point 410 for Reese Walker. Already the program's all-time leader in points and assists. 5th in goals coming into the season. Certainly will look to rise up that metric as well. Back to the draw. This one went straight up but falls onto the ground, and Meredith has won back-to-back draws. Huge for their momentum. Mia Frick facing a little bit of pressure from Hackey. So far, Meredith has struggled in the even sets, but have capitalized on Rhodes fouls and cards to even the odds. Todd facing up against Sam Horowitz, a 2023 SAA All-Conference Honorable Mention. A Meredith player hits the ground. That's Mia Frick. She's able to pop right back up. And another card. So another man-up opportunity for Meredith. This one will go against Lucy Carter. going to her right and able to get it past Kinzel. Kenzie Todd, her second of the afternoon and second of the quarter. 2 goals for number 2. And that is her 20th goal of the season through just 4 games and a quarter. Todd, of course, 121 points last year, 70 goals, first team all-conference, all-tournament team. And the year before that, USA South Rookie of the Year, as well as first team all-conference and all-tournament team. Also, though the snow has finally melted here in North Carolina, once again, the draw just goes straight up in the air. We've seen a couple that have flown straight to the midfielders waiting on the circle, but the last couple have gone straight up. That's the way he wants to play it. Although Rhodes is going to win this one after Meredith came away with the last few. Guardian pump fakes. Goes to the right side. Lucy Carter has it, flips it to her teammate. Trying to spin out of pressure. The Lynx so far, a 3-2 lead. Their damage has been done right there on the doorstep. That time, though, Posehn covers it up. Though this is what both teams have been really good at, is getting the loose balls after a miss. We haven't had a lot of shots go out the back line, but we have had a couple bounce around. Posehn tracking. Trying to find the cutter too far to her left. Rolls back up. Able to keep it in are the Lynx. Cardian to the left. A push, no whistle, though, stays with Rhodes. Now the pass inside. The turnaround shot, shut up by the Meredith Avenging Angels, and Posehn comes out with it. So far, a physical game and a tied one at 3-3 after a quarter. An even matchup so far between the Avenging Angels and the Rhodes College Lynx. We'll be back with second quarter action. About to come back in just a few seconds here. A 3-3 ball game after one quarter. Kenzie Todd with 2 for the Meredith Avenging Angels. And so far, just looking at the stats, Rhodes currently leading in shots 8-4. They've had a lot of opportunities, but the draw actually in favor of Meredith 4-3. That's been a good battle between Dean and Cardian. And then Posehn with 3 first-quarter saves for the freshman keeper, coming off a game where she only had 2 in the entire 60 minutes. So Meredith, now the field is flipped, and they'll get the first possession of the second quarter. The second quarter was where they were able to really start that run. A big hit on the opposite side of the field. It will stay with Meredith, but no card for the Lynx. So, of course, Kenzie Todd with 2 goals. Reese Walker had the third. No assist on any of those goals. In terms of ground balls, Reese Walker, Cat Couch, and Kenzie Todd each have 2. It looks like it'll be a shooting space call down low. And I'll give another free position shot for the Avenging Angels. And then in terms of caused turnovers, Reese Walker leads with 2, and Cat Couch has 1 more. Campbell, no need to fake it, just throw it past the right side of Kinzel. And early in the second quarter, Meredith takes their first lead of the game, 4-3.
That's a Meredith College goal by number 9, Logan Campbell.
Logan Campbell now with a goal in every single game so far this season at the bare minimum, coming off a year where she was USA South 2025 Academic All-Conference. Last name Campbell, nickname Soup. I can see the correlation with that one. Native from Wilmington, North Carolina. Couple hours to the east. Before the draw can get started, horns coming from the box. Want to talk something over in terms of the clock. But Meredith with their first lead of the game, and as I was saying in last week's game on Tuesday, the second quarter was where they were able to continue that run from the first quarter and really get ahead of Bridgewater. So far in the second quarter, Meredith has outscored their opponents 18-3. Most of their scoring has come in the first quarter, but overall in the first half, they're outscoring opponents 46-7. That's quite a difference to the second half, where it's 22-13. So usually the Avenging Angels coming out red hot, but on a hot Tuesday night in Raleigh, North Carolina, it's been a very even matchup. Both these teams coming off a championship appearance in their respective conferences. Both were picked in the top 2. A lot of expectations. Both have had great seasons up to this point. A great non-conference early season matchup to test both these teams. Making sure the shot clocks are all lined up, and we'll head back to the center. Again, the battle has been Madison Dean and Cardian. And so far, Dean has won that battle with Meredith's 5th draw control win. They now lead that 5-3. But early, it definitely felt like Cardian was getting the best of Dean. And Cardian kind of the do-it-all attacker for the Lynx so far this season. Coming into today, 23 draw controls with 24 points on 15 goals and 9 assists, along with 8 ground balls and 4 caused turnovers. And now finally getting set up in the center for the draw. In the preseason poll for Rhodes in the SAA, as they win that draw control, Now 5-4, still in favor of Meredith, but the Lynx are moving fast. Delaney O'Malley starts with it behind the cage. Flips it back up top. Got lost, fires, and off the mark is Maddie Bevere hunting the first half hat trick. Seems like a little miscommunication on the defense's part and just lost track of her. And that happened on one of her goals. Something about Bevere is throwing off her scent. A late whistle. They're going to say a check, or an illegal check on Rundgren. Though it will not be a free position. They'll back them up to the 12-meter. About 2 minutes have passed in the second quarter. Rhodes trying to find their first score of the frame. Lucy Carter stops, passes to O'Malley, who sends it back up top to Cardian. Cardian down low to Carter. Working through a sea of defenders, just couldn't find an opening. Sadie McCray. Cardian comes up with it for a second, loses it, but they're going to say a high check from the Meredith defense. So this one will be a free position for Caroline Cardian. Cardian loads up, fires. Too fast, too far, up over the head of the cage. And they're going to give it. They're going to say that Reagan Amiot was the closest to the ball when it went out of bounds. Not something that's going to pop up on the box score, but might make a huge difference down the stretch. As Amiot's able to win that possession for her team, though things don't go great on the other end. Coming back the other way with a fury is the Lynx. The pass through the middle misses the intended target. It doesn't matter. Just how we drew it up, Coach. Peyton Stevens on the receiving end, and she finishes the play.
Rhodes goal by number 1, Peyton Stevens. Assist by 20, Delaney O'Malley.
I believe O'Malley was trying to find Ertl in the center there. Ertl, a tall target, but goes through her stick and finds a open Peyton Stevens. A great heads-up play by Stevens, sophomore out of Prince Frederick, Maryland. Graduated from Calvert last year. Second team All-SAA. And now we've got a tied game once again, 4-4. Cardian rips that one away from Dean. Rhodes trying to go back-to-back, but this time, instead of Stevens catching it, it goes through her stick. It's a battle out of bounds, but it will stay with the Lynx. They're going to say a little bit of pushing from Bevan Nunnally, the freshman defender on the far side. An even settled set. 2 players up top for the Lynx. Cardian finding Horowitz, staying composed and cutting up from underneath. Horowitz able to find the back of the net.
Sam Horowitz. Assisted by number 36, Caroline Cardian.
So Cardian picks up the assist. Horowitz with the goal. That's Horowitz's 10th point of the season, 9th goal. Senior midfielder. Has been there all 4 years at Rhodes. Definitely an older team than Rhodes has in terms of the number of seniors. But also a lot of young players as well, as we've gotten to see so far today. Rhodes takes the lead. They score back-to-back goals to go up 5-4 with 10:41 left. We'll take a timeout. Now the timeout, 10:41 to go. Rhodes coming off back-to-back goals. We'll talk a little bit about the respective coaching staffs for both teams. Rhodes led by Ellison Sherrill in her third season. Through her first 2 years, the Lynx have made back-to-back trips to the SAA Championship. They won in 2024, advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament. In 2025, made it back to the championship game, but came up just short. Prior to Rhodes, she was an assistant at Dickinson College, and she's coached a handful of all-conference players, both at Dickinson and at Rhodes, even through 2 years. She's got quite the resume, graduated from Hamilton back in 2017. So back-to-back goals. Rhodes tried to make it 3. Payne Stevens able to get it back now with the defender behind her. A little no-look pass to Carney, and she draws 3 defenders. Space for the Lynx. Horowitz there. No good. And it looks like Cardian gets hit in the face trying to pick up the ball on the way out of the 8-meter. Cardian will start from the 12 meters, still Rhodes possession. There will be a man-up opportunity for Rhodes. A Meredith defender in the box. Cardian right off the whistle. We'll pass it down low to McRae. McRae trying to get back inside to Cardian, but not on target. Almost coming out with the loose ball was Couch. Leads the team coming into today with 10 ground balls, trying to get her 11th. And it will come up as a Lynx turnover, so Meredith will get the ball back. Cat Couch, kind of the veteran leader on that side of the ball. When talking with Coach, it is a younger defense, a younger team in general. Just looking at the roster, they welcome 8 newcomers on a 17-man roster with 6 freshmen, 2 transfers, so a lot of new faces to mix into the fold. Lynx gets it back off the whistle. Charging forward with a full head of steam. The defense is there to meet him for now, trying to thread the needle inside to Ertl. Because it was not a shot, it rolls out of bounds. No harm, no foul. Meredith will pick it back up. Madeline Madej gets it to her freshman keeper and Delaney Posehn. Posehn will try the long pass, able to get to Nanali, who sticks with it. And now here comes Meredith. Kenzie Todd, talked about earlier, but the speedster, you could just tell on her dodges that she's a step ahead of most. Todd swales with a little bit of room up top, finds someone down low, and it is a goal for Lily Westbrook.
Meredith College grab by number 6, Lily Westbrook. Assist by number 4, Bailey Swales.
Westbrook assisted by Swales. Westbrook, the freshman midfielder, playing in her hometown of Raleigh, North Carolina. Her 4th goal of her freshman season. 3 assists as well for her. And now we're back to being tied 5-5. This one doesn't go up as high as the last couple have gone. A Meredith player hits the ground. It will stay with the Lynx, though. They're going to say an illegal check, it looks like, on Meredith. Or no, sorry. It will go Meredith. Illegal check on Lynx. On Rhodes. So both Westbrook, the freshman, and Campbell, the sophomore, able to each pick up a goal alongside Reese Walker and Kenzie Todd. Kenzie Todd, of course, with 2. Swales faces 2 defenders. The pressure too much to handle. Whistle does blow. They're going to call a foul on Meredith, so the quick pickup and restart for the Lynx. It's not often, too, that you see 2 teams with both freshmen inside the pipe starting. Both Kinzel and Posehn getting those nods from their coaches. Both have had ups and downs, of course, with any freshman season. That one's a down for Posehn as Rhodes is able to get their 6th goal of the game quickly, might I add.
Rhodes goal by number 36, Caroline Cardian. Assist by number 9, Sadie McRae.
And who else but Caroline Cardian? Assist on that one by Sadie McRae. Cardian adds another one to her total. And once again, Rhodes back in front. So, up to this point, the closest game for Meredith was that 11-9 victory last week against Bridgewater. But even in that one, most of the time they had a 3-2 goal lead. This one, though, has definitely been an uphill climb. And they have met their match so far with the visiting Lynx. Kind of talked about it with Bridgewater last week, too. They were a 1-2, 1-3 team that was a couple plays away from being undefeated. Same with Rhodes. Last week they were at Randolph-Macon. Meredith trying to go quickly on the other side. They were at Randolph-Macon, and it was a 3-goal loss, but it could have been a lot more. The Lynx scored 3 goals in less than a minute in the final minutes of that game against Randolph-Macon. So it was a 17-11 game turned into 17-14, and going at that pace, it easily could have gone the other way. But that also was a back-and-forth contest that eventually Randolph-Macon came out on top. And that one's also interesting because that's Meredith's next opponent. They'll head on the road for a March 14th date with Randolph-Macon at 1 p.m. before another road game at Marymount. Lynx trying to add goal number 7. For Meredith, it's got to be, the message has got to be locking down those back screen cuts. It just seems like a lot of attention towards the top. Delaney Posehn gets her stick on the ground and in front of that one. Coming off hot from Caroline Cardian. Have a day, Delaney Posehn. Have a first half. Has allowed 6, but has made crucial saves to keep this one a 1-goal game. Her team, though, not able to get it back on the clear. Rhodes College, again, will attack. So not much of a reset for the defense. They have to go right back to work. Testing that left side again. But as I was saying, it's really been the back screen cuts that have been detrimental to Meredith's defense. Here we go, ducking underneath. Caroline Cardian shrugs off a defender and finds netting once again.
Rhodes goal by number 36, Caroline Cardian.
Cardian collects goal number 7 for Rhodes. And that's her second of the day. Her, Maddie Bevere, and Peyton Stevens all with 2 goals. And then Sam Horowitz with the 7th. In terms of assists, Delaney O'Malley with 2, Sadie McRae with 1. Caroline Cardian also with assists. So a 3-point outing for her in the first half, and still 5 minutes left to go. But the way things have gone in the midfield, you really think each of these draws are crucial. Both these teams are evenly matched. And again, when it goes straight up in the air, it looks like for a second it'd be Madison Dean's ball. It has been most of those times. Dean with a little bit of height on Cardian, able to get up and collect it. But that time, Horowitz able to Slam down. Dean Stick. Pick up the turnover. The Lynx are trying for the fast restart. They'll have to back up to outside the offensive third. Man-up opportunity as a Meredith defender sits in the box. They'll make Horowitz back all the way out to just outside the center circle. Horowitz over to Monahan. Monahan, a Wilmington, Delaware native. So right now it's look out for number 36. She's being the initiator on offense. Whole lot of cutters. Here comes Cardian, the pump fake, back down to X. O'Malley directing traffic. Tries to find another cutter, too tall for Alban Ertl. Stopping it from going out of bounds is Shutt. Shutt able to tiptoe the sidelines, though Meredith will make the argument, and they will win the argument, that she stepped out of bounds. Looks like thought for a second that card was coming out. Instead, they just want Rhodes to back up, and here we go. 2-goal deficit. Here comes number 2, Kenzie Todd, facing a lot of pressure on the ride. Todd just trying to knife through everybody, and she does. If the offense is going to get started for Meredith, it's going to be either number 2 or number 20. Reese Walker galloping around the crease. Fires it up top for Frick. Frick now to Paige Matthews. Matthews tries the right alley. The slide comes from Rhodes. She's got 2 defenders. One on her left, one on her right. Gets lifted up and planted into the ground. A foul, and now a card will come out against the Lynx. So once again, it's up to Meredith to take advantage of these man-up opportunities that Rhodes has been giving them. They scored 3 man-up goals last week against Bridgewater, and they were 4 of 8 on the free positions, so better than what their season percentage has been, which is right now staying at 42.3. They haven't had a ton of those types of chances today. Campbell able to get the low pass. Kenzie Todd fakes one way, spins the other. Madison Dean, plenty of space up top. The throw inside, bounces to Todd. Todd tiptoeing the crease. Defenders all around her. And now, we were just talking about it, it will be a free position chance, it looks like, for Kenzie Todd, with the sleeves rolled up, trying to go to work. Todd already 2 goals today to lead the team. Looking to fire, tries the side shot, it will go. A first-half hat trick for Kenzie Todd.
Meredith College goal by number 2, Kenzie Todd.
Todd coming off a game with a career-high 4 cause turnovers and tying her career high with 3 ground balls. Also had a hat trick in that one, so back-to-back hat tricks for Kenzie Todd. Now 25 points on the season, 21 goals. And you can see that Kenzie Todd, with her speed, such an X factor on that end. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that the score is currently 6-7 with 2:32 left to go at Meredith Athletic Track and Field Complex. Thanks for sticking with us so far. It's been a good one. And it's all been initiated from the center with this battle with Dean and Cardian. Something also interesting to note on the draw is that it feels like the midfielders have played pretty much the exact same spot. So they're Dean able to work it to empty space and get it back for her team. To the untrained eye, a draw could be two players just throwing their sticks up in the air, but there is a lot of skill and technique and planning that goes into it. Just as much as a jump ball or any other comparison you could make. A whistle and a restart. Meredith, Logan Campbell will initiate on the left side. Rolls it back to the other. Meredith loves their long passes, trying to catch the defense off guard. Here comes another one. Madison Dean draws three defenders to her. Mia Frick thought about the right, spins back the other way, gives it to Dean. Now from goal line extended, Reese Walker wrapping all the way around the crease and gifting a present to Annabelle Kinzel.
Meredith College goal by number 20, Reese Walker.
Reese Walker last season had 7 games with 10-plus points, and she had 2-plus points in every single game. Meredith is still a young program, but nevertheless, Reese Walker's jersey, if there were rafters here, it would certainly be in them. Over 400 career points, the all-time leader in that regard. She continues to add to that total. But to Rhodes' credit, 2 goals is a quiet half for Reese. And that draw not able to get enough height. The ref pointed one way and then points the other. So certainly there will be some discussion. There is certainly a draw violation there as the ball did not go up high enough. So the call will go against Meredith. So once again, the call will go against Rhodes. So once again, a man-up opportunity for Meredith. Bring it in, Mia Frick. Frick will pass it off. So far, Meredith has been able to capitalize on these man-up opportunities. Swales with space up top, over to Campbell. Splits the defenders. Todd, though, draws a couple more to her. The long pass not on time to Swales. Reese Walker will start all the way back up top. 40 seconds left to go. 60 on the shot clock. Again, possession carries over. But with a man up, certainly Meredith wanting to take advantage. Lone Campbell pump fakes one way, goes down the left, not able to get the shot off in time. The defense is there to meet her. Great move by Campbell, just not able to finish it. And it looks like they're going to say that Rhodes stepped out of bounds, trying to catch the Lynx off guard. Reese Walker, defender right in front of her, not able to get it there. 5 seconds to go. That one will dribble into Rhodes' offensive third. Posehn will pick it up. And we have a tied game once again. And we have it heading in to halftime. 7-7 your score. One more half left to go here in Raleigh.
We might go manual with that one, but let's just see what it sounds like before I change anything else. It's the engineer's mantra, only one change at a time.
I can hear you. Did you want to hear?
Oh wow. The time delay. Well, so does that?
Yeah. Do you want to try talking?
Yeah, try.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just
Why
do
don't
like
you
a test.
Yeah. Testing 1 2 3. Volume test 1 2 3. Chase Strasser 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Well, maybe there's a time delay. Cycle super. So when it comes back.
I feel like.
Hi everyone, testing 1 2 3. Chase Strasser at Meredith College versus Rhodes College women's lacrosse. Audio testing 1 2 3. Hi everyone, audio test 1 2 3. Audio test, 5 minutes left to go in halftime, and we'll be back very soon.
main level's here. And your main, yeah. Here it comes, here it comes. Okay, listen now. I can hear it.
Hello and welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina. Chase Strasser with you as we're set to start off the third quarter between Meredith and Rhodes College. Women's lacrosse, a 7-7 game. Not necessarily been a back-and-forth game in terms of who's in the lead, but certainly in the scoring has been back and forth. A quick draw control win for Cardian, and that will be Rhodes' 7th draw control win. Still trail Meredith in that category. Cardian had a good opportunity there, but it goes behind her stick, and now on her high horse, it looks like Bailey Swales. Yes, indeed. She rolls into one defender, decides to just take it into the offensive third. Madison Dean, and certainly a lot of pressure early from the Lynx. Here comes Paige Matthews. Finally gets it down to Reese Walker. Walker in the first half, 2 goals, 2 ground balls, also a team high 2 caused turnovers. Leading the way in multiple categories. That one bounces in front of Swales, but safely back into her stick. Todd led the way in scoring. First half hat trick for number 2. Meredith moving quickly around, trying not to fall into the crease. She will indeed step in there, though. So is a turnover by Reese Walker. Good defense from Rhodes. Looking at the other stats, Lily Westbrook as well as Logan Campbell each had a goal. Bailey Swales with the lone assist for the Avenging Angels in the first half, so 7 goals, only 1 assisted. Kat Crouch leading the way on defense with 2 ground balls and a cause turnover, and Delaney Posehn with 4 saves in the first half, on pace to break her season and career high. On the road side of things, Peyton Stevens with 2 goals, 2 ground balls. Maddie Bevier, though, really the standout. 2 goals, 4 cause turnovers, and 5 ground balls for the midfielder. Caroline Cardian leading the way on offense with 2 goals and an assist, and Delaney O'Malley with 2 assists, conducting things from behind the cage. This time it's Sadie McRae trying to find O'Malley. That one too high, though, for her. Whistle blows. It will be a card, the first one of the second half, and it will go on the Meredith Avenging Angels. Man-up opportunity as Reagan Amiot, the sophomore defender of Hampstead, North Carolina, that will take a seat. Hampstead, North Carolina, Hempstead, New York, 2 very different places. So man-up opportunity for the visiting Lynx. They've had a couple 2-goal runs. Trying to find the first one of the second half, though. That one wide. Albin Ertl right in front, not able to put it away. Cardian, pump fakes, and Rhodes answers this time. First goal of the second half belongs to the Lynx, who regain a 1-goal lead.
Rhodes goal by number 20, Delaney O'Malley.
And it was Delaney O'Malley getting her first goal of the afternoon after being the conductor in the first half with a team-high 2 assists. The other key stats that stick out, Rhodes at halftime leading the way in shots 15-9, also in shots on goal 11-4. 11 of their 15 have been on goal, so it's been a tough day for Delaney Posehn, who is seeing a whole lot of action. And we talked about the draws. Meredith still leading in that category, but it's been a back-and-forth battle in that regard. That one falls behind them. Dean trying to play the ground ball, and she gets it. Trying to sweep past a defender. Ball's on the ground, and the Lynx able to cause a turnover. Maddie Bevier once again. Bevier has been everywhere. Rhodes trying to move quickly. A great defensive play, though, from Madeline Madej. That's what coaches are always preaching, getting in the passing lane. If you're the only defender with 2 offensive players coming at you, you can't guard both, so get in the way. Great play by Madej in just her 3rd game of the season. Also a freshman from Woodstock, Georgia, coming off a game with a career-high 3 ground balls. Walker leaves one defender in the dust. She's got 2 in front of her. One defender recovers. Reese Walker trying to use her left shoulder to make space. Free position chance for Meredith. Frick taking herself off the foot of Kinzel. It's a scrum for it in the middle. Kinzel trying to get it herself. She will. Ball falls safely into the crease, but that one went off the foot of the freshman. That's her first save of the game, and what a one it was. Not mindful of the sideline. She walks out of bounds. That is Kate Colton. So Kenzie Todd bringing it in. Number 2 going against Colton. Leaves her behind her. Todd seems like facing all the pressure today. Finally, a whistle will be blown, and that will most likely be a free position chance for Todd. And it most certainly will be a card for Colton, who heads to the sideline. It won't be a free position. It looks like it'll just be a restart, most likely, from about 9 meters out. And they will start her closer to goal line extended. She'll start from behind. Or the corner. We're just making sure she lines up right where we need her. Under the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. Walker works it up to Swales. Space on the left side for Campbell. Todd, the rainbow pass to Walker. Walker back up to the middle for Swales. Campbell, the pump fake. Fires it over to Walker. Walker doesn't like what she sees. Rolls back up top. These three working it. Now down low to Todd, who pump fakes up top. Goes down low. And once again stopped by Kinzel. Rhodes able to keep it from going out of bounds. What a fantastic play by their defense. No need for the whistle. Looked like it was one of their defenders for Rhodes that was able to stop it from sliding out the back line. So now Meredith needs their defense to stand on their feet. Cardian able to stick with it. Horowitz initiates from up top. Again, a lot of the offenses come from the backdoor cuts. Cardian working around her defender. She'll try one, but too high. Able to be backed up by the Lynx. Peyton Stevens trying to use her speed. The side shot straight into the stick of Posehn. Posehn up to Frick, who will try to clear it for the Avenging Angels. The Angels searching for their first second-half goal. They've been held scoreless so far. But the first half has been where they've done the most damage. So can they respond, go blow for blow with the Lynx in the second half will be the big challenge today. Reese Walker, the stutter step, and the garbage goal. Loose ball picked up by Lily Westbrook for her second goal of the day.
Meredith, foul by number 6, Lily Westbrook.
Westbrook having a day in her hometown. She's already had a hat trick this season. Now she's got a 2-goal effort here today. And Westbrook ties it up 8-8. Those garbage goals, anything but garbage. Talked about that a little bit with Coach being kind of like always watching your shot in basketball. You always want to stay with the ball in front of the cage. You never know when it might bounce off the keeper and you can get a quick loose ball and score. Catch them off guard. Bevere muscling her way into the 8-meter. The pass, the pump, and the bouncer for Rhodes. A quick answer for the Lynx on the road.
Rhodes goal by number 20, Delaney O'Malley.
And it's Delaney O'Malley with another one. Both goals to start the second half. The assist most likely given to Bevere. who's had a fantastic day. And this is the kind of road special, as Randolph-Macon saw in last week's game. They were able to score 3 goals in under a minute. Again, the score was 17-11 with under 2 minutes to go. And this Rhodes team was able to score 3 and make it a 3-goal game. And when you're scoring at that rate, you can stay in any game. Madison Dean gets knocked down. A good, clean cause turnover by the Lynx. The Lynx using their speed to their advantage. Cardian wide open. Tons of space. Misses the shot. But Rhodes has done a better job in this half of backing up their shots. Horowitz right in front. No one there. Horowitz, second goal of the day.
Rhodes goal by number 10, Sam Horowitz. Assisted by number 9, Sadie McRae.
Sadie McRae will get the assist. And 2-goal lead again for Rhodes. They're the first ones to hit double digits. And it's the first opponent this season that Meredith has allowed to hit that mark. Every other opponent has been held under 10 goals. But the Lynx have broke that streak, and they're trying to break the undefeated streak for Meredith. The Avenging Angels coming off a year where even with a history of success and domination, still finding ways to surpass themselves. 18 wins last year, a program record. Lauren Scott, this is her 14th season as head coach, 11 straight USA South titles, trying to make it a dozen over a decade of dominance. And that last win on Tuesday over Bridgewater was the 180th of her career. Will number 181 be a comeback effort at home? Paige Matthews able to recollect. Flips it over to Todd. Todd leaves the defender in the dust. Throws it down to Walker. Walker working around. And now Campbell had space. Some good looks. Walker trying to finish it. And it's the freshman keeper that stands in front of the senior, Annabelle Kinzel. Here's Colton, fires up to Cardian as the wind starts to pick up here. Last week it was the cold that settled in around this time. Now it's the wind beginning to blow. Good slides from Meredith's defense to shut down the fast break. There's been some miscommunication on the back end, but the communication there, working overtime, able to slow down Rhodes' offense. And it will be a timeout after that cause turnover. We'll take a break. 5:20 left to go. Rhodes leading by 2, 10-8 here in Raleigh. 5:20 left to go. 2-point lead for Rhodes. It was 7-7 at the half. Rhodes came out and scored 3 in the third quarter. Again, it's been the second half where the offense has kind of slowed down for Meredith. 46 first half goals coming into today. Only 22 in the second half for 68 total. They're outscoring opponents 68-20, so a lot of that could be accounted to coming up big in the first half and taking your foot off the pedal just a little bit in the second half. But at the same time, with teams like Bridgewater and now Rhodes, you're starting to be tested more in the second half, and it is this team's turn to answer the call and try to mount a comeback. But Rhodes can score fast, as they've proven so far this season. And both these keepers are hot at the moment. Delaney Posehn has made some good saves. Annabelle Kinzel struggled in the first half, but in the second half she has come up big for her team. Has stonewalled Reese Walker and others right on the doorstep. Kenzie Todd, they're going to call an offensive foul on her as a Rhodes defender hits the dirt. Some confusion. The player's still a little bit shaken up. It'll be a restart on that far side. It'll be a restart from all the way up at midfield. Rhodes forced behind the midfield line. Paige Matthews trying to meet Darren Raleigh. Now Peyton Stevens has 2 goals. She's the speedster for Rhodes College. But here's the powerhouse. No good, though, off the stick of Caroline Cardian. And she's been the engine that's made this offense work all day long. Give it up for Rhodes' defense, too. They've been able to shut down the settle sets, and it's really been the man-up opportunities where Meredith has scored most of their goals. Rhodes' defense know the 2 stars in Kenzie Todd and Reese Walker, and for the most part, they've been able to slow those 2 down. So it's going to have to be some other names that try to come up big here. Speaking of which, Todd ducks under one check. Can't duck under another. Rory Monahan with the hammer to get that one away from Todd. Meredith has prided itself on the ride. They've been able to hold opponents to under 50% on the clear. Today, though, Rhodes has handled it quite well. A little bit of a shaky start in that regard, but since then they've locked it down. The pass a little bit too late, and Meredith able to get their defense sunk in. Sadie McRae check towards the top of the head, and that will be a free position for her. And it will be. They'll set her up at the 8-meter. Sadie McRae, the freshman attacker, winds up from the 8-meter, fires, and nails it. 3-point lead for the visiting Rhodes Lynx, courtesy of Sadie McRae.
Number 9, Sadie McRae.
Sadie McRae did not have a first-half goal. She gets one here today out of Irvington, New York. So when I say a team out of Memphis, Tennessee has players from all over, they certainly do. Virginia, Florida, North Carolina, Maryland. Sadie McRae from New York. Coming into today, 20 points, 14 assists, 6 goals. She's had a heck of a freshman season so far. And there's been no change in the center. Meredith sticking with Madison Dean, and Rhodes sticking with Caroline Guardian on the draw. There hasn't been much change either on the outside. Those wingers still playing in the same spot, and Madison Dean going to work. Dean fires back towards her defense. 2.5 left to go. Meredith hunting for a goal or two before the third quarter break. Certainly be the first time they've gone into a fourth quarter trailing so far this season. Paige Matthews wrapping it around, tiptoeing, goal line extended. 2 defenders on her. Her shot, though, off the mark. Tipped away by the defense. Not able to chase it. It is Lynx possession. Taking it out is Darren Raleigh. One of the all-SAA honorable mentions on this roster. Last season, this team had 3 first-teamers. Well, Reese Walker falling, defenders all around her, and certainly will have a free position shot. But a Rhodes team that last year had 3 first-teamers, 2 second-teamers, and 2 honorable mentions, 4 of which return to this roster. A turnover on the clear and allows Reese Walker once again to set up from the free position. Already a free position goal for her today. Walker will kickstart, and once again, Annabelle Kinzel comes up true. She's going to get tested again, and Kenzie Todd breaks through.
And that's a Meredith College goal by number 2, Kenzie Todd.
And when Meredith needed a kickstart on offense, they turned to Kenzie Todd, who's been leading the way in that category for not only today, but also most of her career. Now at 215 career points. And nearing the 300 shot mark. Also with 4 more games and 4 more starts, she'll have 50 in both of those regards just 3 seasons in. So once again, those rebounds matter. It's one thing to make the initial save, but another to make sure your defense is able to get on top of it and get it back. Cardian, a nice draw control win. Trying to go fast down the left side. Last time Meredith scored, Rhodes answered very, very quickly. Cardian mishandles it. Coming up with the loose ball is the Meredith Avenging Angels and Bailey Swales. Bailey Swales sailing across the midfield line. Now the quick passing. Todd to Walker. Walker! Call up ESPN. Reese Walker. BTB, but not in the normal sense. Just threw it behind her.
By number 20, Reese Walker.
A shot sometimes only Reese Walker can pull off. Usually when you're pulling off a BTB, it's from your right side over your left shoulder. That one was right side over right shoulder. Reese Walker able to get one more for the Avenging Angels with 33.6 left on the clock in the third quarter. Again, possession carrying over between quarters with the new rule changes. So whoever wins this draw will most likely try to slow things down and talk it over with, you'll have 60 seconds on that shot clock. Rhodes wins it. We'll see what they do. Peyton Stevens facing pressure from Madej, forced all the way into dead man's corner. Can she find a way out? She does. Moving along, draws the slide. Meredith's defense able to recover. Reagan Amiot playing defense, staying step with her attacker. 3 seconds left. Rhodes facing pressure, but they'll just run it out. Buzzer sounds. And Meredith able to put 2 on the board after the break to bring this one to a 1-goal game. Meredith heads into the fourth quarter trailing just by 1. Rhodes leads 11-10. Welcome back. Rhodes leading 11-10 here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Meredith, though, able to put on 2 goals through the second half of the third quarter and bring this one back to a 1-goal lead. Though Rhodes has led most of the way, Meredith just trying to find its way in front. They will start with the ball. Today is also Morgan's Message Night. For Meredith Lacrosse, Morgan's Message is a wonderful organization that started in the lacrosse world but has grown so far beyond that. Their story is to amplify stories, resources, and expertise to strengthen student-athlete mental health and to build a community by and for athletes through peer-to-peer conversations and provide a platform for advocacy. Again, Rhodes, they were able to score 4 goals in that third quarter. They had an 11-8 lead, trying to claw their way out of this one. Taking it all the way around to the front, which leaves a wide open Alban Ertl. The junior attacker finds the first one of the fourth quarter.
Rhodes goal by number 12, Alban Ertl.
So last week for Meredith was Faculty and Staff Appreciation Night. Today it's Morgan's Message Night. And then on March 25th, at home versus NC Wesleyan, there'll be Childhood Cancer Awareness. Reese Walker on Meredith's team, a childhood cancer survivor. The team will be honoring someone going through cancer treatment. So a great cause and a great story behind it. Reese Walker, now a survivor and now one of the best to ever do it. Another draw win for Rhodes College. Trying to go fast. Horowitz hits the deck. Another player on the ground, and the whistle comes. It was a physical first quarter. That physicality kind of trailed off in the second and third, but is come back out full stop. Free position chance. Rhodes trying to make it 2 in a row. Takes a step off the pipe. Bounces all the way up towards the 12-meter. Alban Ertl not able to go back-to-back off the free position. Trying to scoop it up. Able to get it back is the Lynx. A minute and a half has gone by. And Rhodes has held possession for most of that. Delaney Posehn comes up with it again. They're going to need a few more stops like that if Meredith wants to come out on top. Kenzie Todd bringing it. Will fire it up. Now some speed from Logan Campbell, leaving her defender behind her. The slide eventually comes. Campbell will run all the way almost into the soccer net. Not able to slow it down in time. They will give it to Campbell, though. The foul on Rhodes. Able to juke out two defenders, and now she'll run all the way back up to the top. Mia Frick tries the left side. Todd with space. Leaves the ball behind her. Gets it back. Campbell has it on her left side. Flips it over to Todd. Todd trying to duck underneath. The defense is there. Frick fakes one way, goes the other. And Frick, another cause turnover by Rhodes' defense, and Horowitz able to collect. And this Rhodes defense, when they've needed a stop, they have been phenomenal tonight. Still have allowed 10 goals, but for Meredith standards, that's a pretty good night if you're the defense. Cardian still with it. Couldn't find the left, couldn't find the right, goes flying down. No whistle. Able to pick up the loose ball, and is a big-time goal for Albin Ertl, who finally gets the second one on the back-to-back after missing on the free position.
Rhodes goal by number 12, Albin Ertl.
And again, the physicality has reared its head once again in the fourth. Meredith's defense talking it over. But this Rhodes offense, sometimes it feels like death by 1,000 cuts. Just feels like they keep going at you. And they might go a while without a score, but right when it's about to be Meredith's time to lead the ball game, they'll come back and nail one or two, and then you're back to a 3-point game, just like we have right now. We talked about the road trips coming up for Meredith. They'll be at Randolph-Macon on the 14th. Now, March 18th, they'll be at Marymount. Randolph-Macon, the team that Rhodes just lost to, that ended their undefeated season, losing by 3. So we'll see how they match up on that end. Interesting enough, too, Rhodes picked to finish second in their conference. They were tied with Barry, who Meredith has already played. They beat them 15-4 on the road. Rhodes trying to make it 3 trips to the SAA Conference Championship in a row. And right now, it has been all Cardian on the draw control. And this is how lacrosse can be in a make-it-take-it type of situation where Rhodes just keeps coming down, and the defense is going to have to find an answer. Do they have one here? No. Still picked up. Trying to fire it across, able to connect. The shovel shot is good by Peyton Stevens.
Rhodes goal number 1, Peyton Stevens.
Peyton Stevens makes it a 14-10 ball game, and that is the largest lead of the day by any team. So after those 2 road games, Meredith will return home for a game against Illinois Wesleyan, and then they'll get into heart of their USA South Conference schedule with a March 21st game at William Peace, not too far away. Meredith already 1-0 in their conference on the season after a season-opening win over Greensboro College. trying to make it 12 in a row. But right now, the mission in front of them is a 4-goal deficit at home against Rhodes College. Meredith can score quickly. We've seen it before, but today, this Rhodes defense, and certainly Caroline Cardian at the draw, has not allowed the offense to get settled whatsoever. And here comes another one. Lucy Carter. The run continues.
Rhodes goal by number 14, Lucy Carter, assisted by number 20, Delaney O'Malley.
And Delaney O'Malley has been able to be an expert facilitator today behind the cage. Picking up another assist there, but the goal for Lucy Carter, the sophomore midfielder of Naples, Florida. That is just her 5th career goal, now in her 2nd season with the Lynx. .10:44 left to go, 5-point deficit. If things are going to change, it's going to start with Madison Dean at the draw. Firing it straight up. Bailey Swales had the ground ball. It's taken away by Cardian. She has the X Factor activated, and no one can stop her right now when it comes to that center circle. Cat Couch almost had it back. Finally, O'Malley comes up with it. Here comes Horowitz. They don't have numbers, but they lose. The player behind them, Sadie McRae, sneaks in behind, and the shot trickles past Posehn for another Rhodes score.
Number 9, Sadie McRae, assisted by number 10, Sam Horowitz.
Horowitz, Cardian, Bevier, Stevens, Ertl. It's been a host of players for Rhodes to come to 16 goals. And it seemed like Meredith was almost able to switch momentum, get the ball back, stop the bleeding. But again, right now it's Cardian in that center circle just going to work. Over 300, close to 350 career draw controls after today. An experienced player. 3-time All-SAA second-team member. They finally lose her, and Bailey Swales gets the ground ball, but then immediately does a front flip. The whistle comes. It won't be a card. Bailey Swales will just get the restart in the offensive third, and Meredith really needs one here. Your mindset has to be, if they can score that many in that amount of time, we can certainly do it. But that's been Rhodes' bread and butter. They have scored multiple goals fast. They just have that one run that's able to put things out of reach. But Meredith, they have the offensive firepower to answer. Kenzie Todd draws 2 defenders. Swales all the way over for Campbell. Campbell fakes right, goes left. Now spins back out the other way. Dean flips it over to Swales. Swales down low to Todd. Todd, the pressure is there immediately from the defender. Dean back over to Swales. Her and Dean have been the initiators up top. Campbell, Walker, the dunk, not able to find it. And able to chase it out is Rhodes, but Reese Walker not giving up, gets her stick in the way. Once again, chops it down. And it is Meredith's ball. Reese Walker with the fast restart. Over to Swales. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. A 6-point deficit. And one player goes down for Meredith. It's Paige Matthews who hits the deck, so they'll go out to talk to her. And this game was 11-10 heading into the 4th quarter, and Rhodes put together a 5-goal run to make it 16-10. And this visiting Lynx team, not weary from the road trip. They have done phenomenal work, and they have played their best here in the fourth quarter. And this was another conversation that I had with Coach Lauren Scott, was just about when you get into these fourth quarters, Meredith only with 17 players, a little bit less than some of the other teams they'll face this season. Depth becomes something you look into. Again, 8 newcomers out of that 17, so experience is something that plays a factor. And certainly that is being tested tonight, but it's games like this where you learn a lot and you're able to take that into the rest of the season. Again, non-conference. Coach Lauren Scott created a non-conference schedule that would test her team, would put them against teams that could bring out the best in them. She wants this team to be a gritty, effort-driven group, wants to win hustle plays, limit those second chances defensively. Certainly, that's going to be a conversation after tonight. How can they stop the rebounds, get their defense some rest? But also the draw control. They haven't necessarily dominated in that category. They've done pretty well, though, coming into tonight, 60-36, and for most of the way, they kept up with Cardian. Again, it was just in the fourth quarter where it feels like Rhodes figured something out, unlocked the secret sauce, and was able to put up a good run. But here, Meredith, a chance to answer. Paige Matthews on the sideline, but standing. The fake. A defender's stick gets in the way of Walker. It will be a free position shot. They're going to say the check was too close to the head. And Walker has been, again, limited for her standards, but it's been on the free position where she's come up big for her team. Walker tries it once again, tipped away by Kinzel and the defense. Meredith sticking with it. The long pass makes its way to Swales. Swales, pressure on her left shoulder, push down. Stays up, and another free position shot coming up for Meredith. Bailey Swales this time. Swales finds one for Meredith. A much-needed goal to stop the Rhodes run at 5.
Meredith College goal by number 4, Bailey Swales.
A 5-goal game with 7:19 left to go. Despite what the score may say, the offensive firepower on both these teams, it is anybody's game. A great crowd in attendance here at Meredith Athletics Track and Field Complex. Saw even the Rhodes family members made the trip from Memphis. Had a table and party favor set up. A beautiful day for lacrosse as the leaves are starting to come back on the trees over the horizon. The lights have come on and back to the center circle. Now Swales taking the draw, and it ends up in a win for the Avenging Angels. It's been Dean for most of the time. Now they bump her to the outside on the wing and let Swales take the draw, and it comes out in Meredith's favor. Swales to Campbell. Campbell with a little bit of speed trying to show it off down that right alley. Has a defender behind her. She'll take her all the way around the crease. Back up top and off the foot. Not far enough for Mia Frick. And it is Darren Raleigh who comes out with it. Not what you need if you're the Meredith offense. Tough sledding for the sophomore Campbell, who had to throw that one on the run. And just not able to get enough under it for Mia Frick to get there. Got Crouch. Holds it. Able to hold them for a second. But the fast break restart by Rhodes gets them one back.
Rhodes score by number 20, Delaney O'Malley.
That one a tough break as it looked like Cat Crouch had created the turnover, but Cardian able to pick it right back up off the loose ball and get to her team, create the fast break opportunity. And Rhodes able to score fast. So once again in the circle be Swales and Cardian. Not much of a break for Meredith after this one as they'll head on the road to face Randolph-Macon. That'll be on March 14th at 1 p.m. And Rhodes able to win another draw control. Fourth quarter has been all Lynx. Horowitz, plenty of space. Trying to find Stevens in the middle. And somehow Horowitz switches positions with her. It bounces off of one pole, off another, and into the back.
Rhodes score by number 10, Sam Horowitz, assisted by number 20, Delaney O'Malley.
I mean, that felt like a body swap. Horowitz just knew where to be on the other side. Initiated the play from up top and then found a way to complete the play and score the goal. Rhodes now up 18-11 with 5:43 to go. Straight up, Cardian not able to get it. Mia Frick close. Trying to sweep it away is Rhodes. And Cardian, her stick's like a magnet to the ball in this quarter. Turning on the Jets is Stevens. Rhodes not slowing down whatsoever. A 7-goal lead and their offense is still moving like it's a 1-point game. Guardian over to Wicker, and now down behind the cage. O'Malley, a lot of the offense has come from her, both scoring and with the assists. Guardian not able to create enough space. An ISO play from behind X. Now O'Malley will come down. Tried to feed it through the middle. And again, Rhodes able to come up with the rebound off the deflection. Shooting space in a free position now for the Lynx. Just under 4.5 to go. Loading up, firing. A bullet into the back. That is Sadie McRae with another one.
Rhodes score by number 9, Sadie McRae.
And no matter what the scoreboard has read, this Rhodes offense refuses to take their foot off the pedal. They have scored 14 plus in every single game so far this season. They've already scored 19 against Life. They scored 20 in their opener against Piedmont. Nearing 1 goal away from another 20-point outing. And again, this is such a balanced offense. They have 3 players over the 20-point threshold coming into tonight. They might have 4 now. And when you can win draws and when your offense can move at this speed, you're hard to beat. And they showed that tonight in the fourth quarter. Never going away, never allowing Meredith to get back in the lead. But Meredith not giving up. Bailey Swales, number 4, as the clock ducks under 4 minutes. with space. Now the long ball over to Swales. Swales down low for Walker. Walker has been well defended tonight. The slides are immediate to her. Kenzie Todd, the fake, weaving her way and able to score another one. Kenzie Todd has had a night in Raleigh.
Meredith College goal by number 2, Kenzie Todd.
A 7-point game as we are north of 7 p.m. here in Raleigh, North Carolina. The sun just last week would be completely set, but now daylight savings, just a little bit of sunlight still poking out. 3:12 left to go. 7-point lead for the visiting Lynx. For Meredith, that is Kenzie Todd's 5th goal of the night. She's one away from tying her career high in goals. Guardian and Stevens bring it into the offensive third. The quick pass, trying to get it back to her, no good. Horowitz, though, with the ground ball. Rhodes finally starting to slow down just a tad on offense with a 7-goal lead and 3 minutes on the clock. Horowitz from up top, the right alley. The delayed call, and there it is. The foul against Mia Frick, and the free position chance for Horowitz. Horowitz with 4 points so far. Resetting the shot clock, making sure things are all squared away. Horowitz, a low stance, trying to find goal number 20, and there it is. For the second time this season, the Lynx have scored 20 goals. Horowitz with point number 4. And Delaney O'Malley leads the way with 7 points on 3 goals and 4 assists. Again, it has been a balanced effort for the Lynx. 4 goals from Sam Horowitz, 3 from Peyton Stevens, 3 from Sadie McRae, 3 from Delaney O'Malley. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Another draw control win in what was an even matchup in the first half and mostly through the third quarter. Rhodes has used it to their full capacity in the fourth quarter. Nearing the 2-minute mark, another foul in the center as Horowitz brought it through. For Meredith, leading the way offensively was Kenzie Todd with 5, Reese Walker with 3, Lily Westbrook with 2, and Bailey Swales with 1 goal. A good day in terms of saves for Delaney Posehn, who hits a new career high with 8 saves. Horowitz, back-to-back, goal number 21 for Rhodes, with a minute 36 left to go.
Rhodes goal by number 10, Sam Horowitz.
Back to the center circle for what will likely be one of, if not the last draw control of the game. Meredith trying to figure out the answer on the draw control. Swales swipes it up. Kenzie Todd comes up with it. Todd trying to use her speed to get a couple more for the Avenging Angels. Has 2 defenders. And despite the score differential, Rhodes' defense is still pressuring the pass. But the receiver wasn't paying attention or wasn't looking that way. Was motioning to the other side, and now Rhodes will bring it back the other way. A minute left to go. The check from above. A defender on the ground. Whistle comes. And possession back to the Avenging Angels. The clock now under a minute. Cat Crouch bringing it up. Ducks out of pressure. 3 defenders in front of her. Rolls back to her defense. Again, the Avenging Angels hit the road for their next 2 games at Randolph-Macon. That's on March 14th at 1 p.m. and at Marymount on March 18th. That will be at 4 p.m. before heading back home to face Illinois Wesleyan on March 20th at noon. 20 seconds left. And one last cause turnover, and that's the exclamation point on the night for the Rhodes College Lynx, who walk into Raleigh, North Carolina, and come out with a big non-conference win. 1 second left, adding one more, and they will add it to the total. Thought the cause turnover was the exclamation point, but that certainly was. 22, a season-high amount of goals for Rhodes College. And it came from absolutely everywhere. A unit that was playing their best, especially in the fourth quarter. 11 fourth quarter goals for Rhodes College, and they're able to come in and beat the previously undefeated Meredith College Avenging Angels, who move to 4-1. Still a couple more non-conference matchups to go for the Avenging Angels. Plenty of time to get things right before heading into the heart of conference play and looking to defend 11 straight USA South titles. For me, Chase Strasser, and for everyone who stuck with us throughout tonight, I appreciate you tuning in and listening. Again, the Avenging Angels will be back on the road, but will return here to Raleigh on March 20th at noon. Have a good rest of your night. Rhodes takes it 22-12 in Raleigh.